Days of Our Lives, Sammy's absolute worst fiancé was this Joe. You won't believe who tops the list. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, November 19th. Baby Trey Riddle, Cat's Criminal Chaos, EJ's Biggest Wish. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives had Sammy Brady shock family and Musketeers when she blazed into City and blazoned her recent engagement to Dante Vitale. But will they make it to the I Do stage? And is this flocked up Joe the worst bone that Sammy's been with? We're going to talk about some of Sammy Brady's worst romantic opinions, about sketchy men she's gotten engaged to, and some she indeed married. Days of Our Lives, Sammy shocks everyone. So, Lucas Horton and some of the other spouses were stunned when Hurricane Sammy dropped the stunner that she's getting hitched again, this time to some unknown Italian stallion by the name of Dante Vitale. And yeah, he's from the same Vitale family with mob ties in Philly that's related to Ava Vitale, who's a notorious bad girl in her own right. By the way, the actress who played Ava, Tamara Braun, is over on right now. So is Billy Flynn, and so is Lucas Adams. You know that Lucas Adams played Tamara Braun's son over then on Days of Our Lives, but over on Young and the Restless, they're suckers. It's really weird if you watch Days and also watch Days of Our Lives to watch them making out. Alright, so I bumble. Sammy only stayed in Salem a short while, just long enough to host a baby shower for Johnny DiMera and her son, in-law Chanel Dupree, and to be there to see her stepdad, John Black, recognized for his generous birthright to University Hospital that was blazoned at the benefit fete for the Horton Free Clinic. And also Dante called Sammy and surprised her with a fancy engagement trip. So Sammy packed her bags and left Salem. She's formally gone. Salem spouses replied to Sammy's shocking new engagement on Days of Our Lives. This week on Days, 3 of her spouses, EJ DiMera, Lucas, and Rafe Hernandez have a little converse at the cantina about their collective partner. Lucas asks Rafe if Sammy is trying to get under their skin by publicizing her newest fiancé. Ex-hubby EJ is hearkening from hard. And if you flash back, Sammy rubbed it in Lucas' face that they would no way be besties again after the whole hijacking thing. But Lucas was happy that Sammy forgave him. Also, she had a talk with Rafe. They bandied how they'd always love each other. It actually sounded like Sammy and Rafe were trying to revitalize their relationship off-screen not long ago. And we didn't ever see it. They just talked about how it didn't work out. Sammy didn't want to settle down in Salem. And Rafe didn't want to leave his family and go to Italy. Sammy also made in trouble to check in with EJ and reminded him to stay down from Johnny and his recently espoused baby. And Sammy told her family, Belle Black, that she's glad she figured out EJ's true nature before they got too involved. Sammy doesn't want EJ, but we also know she doesn't want her family, Belle, to have him. Moreover, their mama, Marlena Evans, was a little concerned when she set up Sammy was engaged to Dante after only dating for 2 months. I mean, given what Marlena knows about worrisome Sammy, this isn't out of the ordinary. And longtime watchers know this isn't a new thing for her to get involved this snappily. A look back at Sammy Brady's utmost disastrous engagements and marriages on Days of Our Lives. Sammy has had numerous engagements and several halted marriages over the times, some that ended in bloodshed. We're going to talk real quick about the worst bones in honor of the new bad choice that Sammy seems to be making. So, then are the bones that made our bad list. First was an engagement to Austin Reed. This was the late 90s, after she aggressively pursued him and stole him from her family, Carrie Brady. But Sammy and Austin's marriage went down in tears when Carrie exposed Sammy's falsehoods about Will Horton's maternity. Turns out Austin was anticipator. Lucas was. Sammy did in the end have a couple of short marriages to Austin, but they both ended in dissolution on Days of Our Lives. In 1998, another hot mess Sammy was compactly engaged to Franco Kelly. He was after a green card, but Lucas killed the bachelor. And Franco's death crack-up projected on Sammy. She sat on death row and was nearly executed until she was vindicated. That has to make the list of veritably bad romantic opinions, not that the murder was her fault. Also in the early 2000s, if you flash back, Sammy got engaged to Brandon Walker. They had been suckers for times, and Sammy and Brandon did have a short marriage, but it got annulled over a falsified maternity test and Sammy's falsehoods about his affair with Lexi Carver. Sammy's tumultuous loves with Lucas Horton and EJ DiMera on Days of Our Lives. So, Lucas was the coming Joe Sammy nearly tied the knot with. She reconnected with Lucas after the split with Brandon. But Lucas' mama, Kate Roberts, exposed Sammy and her capers when she dressed up as a Joe. Do you flash back that? Kate exposed this to cover Lucas, and Sammy was going around dressed up as this Joe named Stan, which was veritably weird. That ended the nearly marriage between Lucas and Sammy and marks a really weird point in her history. They had a Joe playing the part of Sammy playing a man while Allison Sweeney was out on motherliness leave. It was veritably strange. So also she revivified effects with Austin. But luckily, that engagement ended snappily when he set up out Sammy blackmailed Lexi about Carrie's fertility issues. And also Hurricane Sammy struck again with the alternate engagement to Lucas and a brief marriage between them. And that was in 2007. Sammy and Lucas had all this family drama, guardianship battles, and also, another dissolution when Sammy chose EJ to end the Brady DiMera feuding. Still, Sammy's first marriage to EJ was a total sham, if you flash back. And this was each around the time when she got pregnant with her halves, Johnny and Allie Horton, one sired by Lucas, one sired by EJ. And it wasn't until this one summer that Johnny set about that EJ blackmailed Sammy into sleeping with him, performing in his generality, which was principally rape. So, Sammy and EJ's 2007 marriage was intruded by Lucas shooting EJ. However, that's two Sammy marriages where Lucas shot The Bachelor and also, of course, if my count is right, from witness protection to resurrection Sammy's latter days marriages. Surprise, 3 times laterally, EJ and Sammy got together again. They had been on again, off, again suckers that whole time, but EJ's engagement to Sammy was veritably short-lived. Thanks to hijackings and affairs, they no way made it to the balcony. And that same time, while in substantiation protection, Sammy fell in love with Rafe. But Sammy was also being kind of sneaky because by marrying hot FBI agent Rafe, he couldn't swear against her. So they got hitched after Sammy shot EJ. And I suppose at this point on Days, EJ is the mortal fellow of Swiss rubbish because he has been shot so much. There should be so numerous holes through him. Rafe and Sammy resolve a couple of times laterally when Rafe set about Sammy was cheating with, guess who?
EJ.
And Sammy also had another engagement with EJ. This time they had a big conciliation after his affair with Abigail Devereaux. Another Sammy/EJ marriage on Days of Our Lives. And also Sammy and EJ married for an alternate time in 2014. That ended when Clyde Weston's gorilla shot EJ and left him for dead. But the marriage proceeded after Elvis Jr.'s comeback special, The Rejuvenation. But also effects fell piecemeal again. As for Lucas, if it wasn't for his precariousness about Sammy and EJ, he might no way have abducted Sammy in the first place, and that marriage could have happened. That was her most recent engagement. And of course, it fell piecemeal at the balcony when Chad DiMera burst in and dropped the Verity lemon. And so now we've Sammy probably making a new mistake with her rearmost fiancé, Dante Vitale. Can this relationship survive Hurricane Sammy? Perhaps. As for her worst engagement, there are several that were so poisonous, it's kind of hard to say, but I do suppose EJ might be Sammy's favorite mistake. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, November 19th baby Trey Riddle, Kat's criminal chaos, EJ's biggest wish. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, November 19th, reveal that there'll be a baby Trey DiMera Riddle while Kat Green deals with some felonious chaos. EJ DiMera will also pound over his biggest want, so then's what Days suckers can look forward to. For starters, Sean Brady will step up for Belle Brady and maybe prove he's her favorite partner. Belle will get Sean's comfort as she continues managing with Marlena Evans' medical drama. Over with Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera, they'll pound over a riddle. Days spoilers say Chanel and Johnny will have a hard time diving their maternal duties, so they may not be suitable to nail down why Trey is crying. Although that'll bring some frustration and some fears about new parenting, Johnny and Chanel may figure out what's wrong in the end. It's possible this will be a genuine medical dread, but it's also possible it'll be commodity simple and not a real source of concern. Either way, Chanel and Johnny will remain a platoon in the midst of all this, so they'll step up for Trey together. As for EJ, he'll attempt to get through to Johnny in Wednesday's Days of Our Lives occasion. There might indeed be a situation where EJ tries to help with the baby, but Johnny may remind his pater that Trey is out limits. Indeed so, EJ's biggest want would be to reconnect with Johnny and get to know his new grandson. Despite any farther despondency EJ might face, he may not give up on some good news and a family reunion at some point. Other days, spoilers say, Kat will have to fight off a miscreant. Once Kat sees a theft in progress, she'll do her part to shut it down. Kat's training with Rafe Hernandez may protest in and give her the upper hand. Still, he may be both impressed and surprised if Chad DiMera catches a regard of Kat in action. Anyhow, of how it all goes down, Days of Our Lives spoilers say Kat will do her stylish to baffle a thievery attempt. To stay tuned for updates on her coming marvels. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.